Hello there and welcome back to my channel. Just a quick reminder just before I get started that there is a giveaway of the die and stamp set for the Crafter's Companion and also the Everyday Sentiments, and just to be in with a chance of winning that, you just have to subscribe and share. The sort of competition ends at the end of the month, and then I'll announce the winner on my first post at the start of next month. Okay, so just carrying on with the masculine themes. Today what I'm going to do is try and make 2 cards with Hunkydory. I'm going first off with this Coastal Moments kit. I don't think it's available anymore, and I think it came from with a magazine, and I think that's where this kit's come from. I did check, there isn't anything on their website similar. There was a coastal retreat, but sadly that one's sold out, so apologies about that, but I'm sure if you've got any of the Hunkydory older kits, you'll probably have something like this in your stash. Okay, so I'm going to start by cutting my first piece of card to 7 by 7. That's that one. And then this second piece of card is going to be 7 by 7.5. Again, as usual, just making myself a card blank. Put that trimmer away for a second. I'm going to bring in my scoreboard, and I'm taking the 7.5 one, and I'm just going to score that 1/2 inch from the end. Just going to check which is the shiny side, so I'm going to burnish that down. I'll just put that one out of the way, and then just bringing in a tiny bit of my red liner tape. Find the end of it, and I'm going to just take a small piece, put that onto there, burnish it down, then bring in my construction glue. So the red liner tape, that will hold the card in place while it sets. Okay, so that's going to go on there. Just going to burnish that down. That's my 10th fold card blank. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that one to the side and bring my trimmer back in. And because there is gold foiling on the kit, I'm going in with some gold mirroring, and I'm going to cut that just 2 notches below the 7. And then while that's there, I'll bring in the pattern paper that I'm going to use, and I'm going to cut that 4 notches below. And I'm aware that some of this pattern is going to be cut off in the process, but that's fine. Okay. Pop that one out of the way. So with my design, so I'm going to, sorry, there's a little hair there, so I'm going to have this decorative piece at the bottom, and I am probably going to end up covering this bit with the ribbon that comes in the kit anyway. So I'm just going to stick some glue on. And just as usual, I just use the bookbinding glues just in the corner, just to keep those corners down. Just with the construction glue with the mirror, you just have to be careful that you don't get it where it's going to be seen, because it will take the shine off the mirror for you. Okay, and I'm going to bring in my card blank, and this one I can go all over with the construction. Oops, a little bit of a frond, and then we'll just pop that one down pretty central. That's where we're at so far. Okay, so turning back to the kit, just going to snip out this ribbon. And I just hesitate for a second there, because I was thinking when I was planning this that I would cut the end off here and then just mount that onto gold mirror, but I'll do that on another card. Okay, I'm just going to lay that across there and trim that to size. And don't throw these bits away, because you can always use them as corners. Okay, and I'm just going to bring in some dots, not dots, foam pads, because I just want to raise that up a little bit. Just need to get the back off those. It's just being a little bit difficult. Oops. Nearly there. There we go. And then I'm just going to use my bookbinding glue. Just pop a little bit on there, just to give me a little bit of wiggle time. Okay, and then I'm going to bring into the toppers that I'm going to use. I'm using this blue one with the boats on. Oops, it'll come out. There we go. It's nearly there. So that's that one. And I'm also going to use this smaller one with the boat on, and the smaller one with the man and the dog. Or woman and a dog. I think it's a man. Could be a woman though. And then lastly, the sentiment. I think we'll go with birthday wishes with this sort of coastal design on. Okay. So from the larger topper, again as usual, Hunkydory have given you more than you'll ever need frames wise. I am going to be using them all today, but not as they are on here. I usually like to sort of raise one, lower one, just for a bit of you know, sort of interest on the card. So I'm just going to check that all the pips are sort of not too visible. So you can either trim them out with some scissors or a nail file, but I usually find if you just go over them with your nail, you can just pop them down. But if there is anything that's particularly difficult, just give it a little snip. That one's quite proud as well. There we go, and then that one's fine. Okay. So the first one, I'm going to come over a little bit, so I will end up chopping some off here, but this one is going to be raised. Let me bring these last few in that I've just spotted. And then I can use this backing for something else. So these backings you can stick toppers to. So let's say, for example, if I decided that I didn't want to keep those last couple of toppers on that sheet, I could put backing on them, these foam squares on, and then I could stick them on this sheet until I was ready to use them. So it's quite handy, or if you know you wanted them ready for next time, you can do that. So let's just get these off. And it doesn't matter if any of the foam pads are hanging over on this, because I will be chopping it anyway, so any foam pads will get chopped off at the same time. And I'd rather make sure I had the support there. You know, at the end of the day it's a frame, so it's not super thick. There we go. And then I'll just go around a little bit of, as if it hasn't glued dried up. There we go, got it going. Just a little double glue. Just get rid of those. I'm just going to go just slightly off the edge, not too much. And then this one I'm coming in with my bookbinding glue, and this one's going to go flat. Again, I can snip off anything overhanging. And then lastly this one, just get rid of the last of those foam pads. There's a few little ones there, but they can go in the bin because they're ones that I've chopped up anyway. Check out, we want a bin, maybe this one. There we go. Oh, just one there. That's better. Okay. And again, just taking those backs off. Nearly there. Oops. Just get rid of those. Just pop a little bit of my bookbinding glue on there. And then just making sure that's the right way up. Just going to pop that one in. Like so. And then this little one I'm going to go a little higher again, so, and it is meant to be a tag, but you can barely see that, so I'm not using it as a tag on my project. So there, one there. And we'll just put one across there, just stop that coming out if it decides to later on. I'll just grab my pokey tool, just gently put those out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to take these backs off. Already there. The bits. And then I'm just going to go in again. Just pop that on the top. I'm going to be giving this a bit of support as well with some glue gel. nice and raised. And obviously this is not going to fit in a normal sort of envelope. It's going to have to be either a sort of envelope box or a box. I would, if I was, you know, giving this to someone, I would pop this in a box myself. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of my bookbinding glue as usual on there, and then I'm going to bring in some of my glue gel. Hopefully that's going to play ball for me. Maybe not. Tried up a little in there. That's it now. There we go. And you know, you can put more or less pads on, just whatever you feel really. And this is going just there. And then this one is going to be, let's see, I think I'm going to have this one flat, just so that everything's not, you know, getting higher and higher and higher. So I'll pop that one underneath there like so. Now the birthday wishes, I've got choices. I think I do want to put some sort of I'm going to put some gems on this one. Normally I don't on a mail card, but because they're not glittery, I'm going to use them. I think I am going to pop that one up there, just on a couple of foam pads. There we go. And the reason I just put a little bit of bookbinding glue on is just to secure it to the card. Sometimes, you know, especially if we've been having particularly hot weather here, it can come away from the card a little bit with the heat. So just give that a little bit of help. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this over and snip away that overhang. Like so. So that's going to go there. And then I've got some little black grab a few of those. Just put those in there. And this little tray, it came from a diamond painting kit. So if you you know, if you do enjoy that hobby, then keep the trays because they're perfect for your gems. Okay, and I'm just going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to go with 2 in this corner. And this is just a wax pencil that I got from AliExpress. In that corner. So 1, 2. So I always like to go with odd numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Oops. Okay. And that's the finished card. Okay, so I'm just going to do one other card for you. Okay, so we'll just pop that one to the side to dry. Just move some of these bits out of the way a second. There we go. Oops. And the second card that I've decided to use again is Hunkydory, and this one is a Just a Note luxury topper collection. This one's called A New Chapter. I haven't seen it on the website. I think it's quite an old kit. I think it might be a year or two old, so it might be difficult to get hold of, but you may find something similar on their site. Okay, so, and I'm going to be using this long topper here. Okay, so I'm going to start first of all by making my card. So it is a slightly unusual card. It's not a square sort of card, but I'm going to start with 7.5 by 7.5, and then this piece needs to be 4 by 7.5. No, it doesn't, by 8, because I need to make the tab side. Okay. Let's go out of the way for a second. I'm going to bring in my scoreboard, and on this shorter piece there, I'm just going to score that at 1/2 inch, and that's going to make my fold for my card. Burnish that down. Okay, I'm going to bring in again, just exactly as I did before, a little bit of my red tape, black ink on my nail now. Not sure where that's come from, and then a little bit of the construction glue. And this one I'm putting on the join on the inside because I am going to be decorating here, so this is going to hide my join. So I'm just going to pop that in there, and that's the card base done. Okay, so just put that to the side for a second, and I'm going to bring back my trimmer. And I'm bringing in black as my my mat, my base mat. So because we were at 7.5, so I'm just going to go 2 notches in here and 2 notches in that. I'll just double check that that's the perfect size. Yep, happy with that. And then this one, you need to bring 2 notches just below the 4 and 2 notches just below, no, let's do it right, 2 notches below the 7.5. Just check that one fits well as well. Get that one out of the way, that might help. Yep, happy with that one. And then I'm using this gold foiled accent card, so this one needs to go to 4 notches below the 7.5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, so it is about 7.25. And then I have to decide how I want to do this. So I don't want to lose the detail. So let's have a look. I think if I take some from the bottom, that's probably going to give me the best option of giving a little bit of books on each side. So I'll do that like so. And let's check that fits. That's perfect. And then again on this one, so want to go to round about 4 3/4. I want to cut from this side because I'd rather have the glasses than the diary, because I've already got a diary in there. So if I go to there, and then I'm going to go, so 7.25, and then on this one it doesn't matter what I cut off, whether it's top or bottom, because you're not going to see a lot of it anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to check that that mat fits nicely for me. Yeah, happy with that. Okay, so put my trimmer out of the way. And these little bits, you know, they make nice borders, so we'll keep hold of those as well. So I'm going to bring in my card blank. So we'll start with the underside first of all, and because this is all cardstock, I can go in with my construction glue. You know, there's no mirrors, there's no special finishes for this to damage, so. And I'm just putting that over my fold where my card was, so it's going to be hardly noticeable. I'll just put that one down, and then I'm going to decide, I think I'll have this lovely big book at the bottom there. Just put that one in. Lay that down, just got a bit of glue on there, so I'm just going to rub that away. That's the beauty of this construction glue. And then we're going to pop this one on. Pop that onto there. Make sure we press it down on the edges. It will have a tendency to just pop up at those ends just because of the nature of this card. And then again, just another little bit there. And on that one goes as well. Okay, love that one. Okay, so then bringing in the toppers, like I say, I'm going to be using this lovely long one, which is, you know, you have to have a fairly large card or a DL to be able to get that one on. And then I just want, I don't think I want the frame on this one. What do I? Let's have a little look. No, I don't want the frame. And then I love this sentiment here, which is time to start a new chapter. So, you know, this could be a new job, could be retirement. You know, it's sort of one of those things that you can use, you know, for the different occasions. Okay, and then this one, I'm just going to so it's not standing out so much from the background as I would like. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut a tiny black mat for it, and it's going to have to be really small unless I trim some off. So I'll just bring in a spare bit of that card. I'm just going to mark this with my thumb. And then just across there. Let's have a little look at that. Right, so I think that's good. So as long as it fits nicely on my panel here, we should be good. Let's have a little look. Bring that down, just raise that up a little bit so I can see. It's just exactly. I'm wondering whether I should just go with a black mat rather than